What's up, YouTube? This is my 2021 C8 Corvette convertible in the base model LT1 setup. Now the question is for you, do you go this route or do you step up and put your big boy pants on and get the 2LT or even the 3LT? Either way, the car comes with the same engine, all three models, all three setups. The only thing that's going to change is obviously a few options. Now, I decided that that wasn't for me. I was paying a pretty decent markup. My car was about $75,000 without the markup. Then with the markup, it kind of got in the territory of the 2LT or even the 3LT if I would have put the same options on it. So my decision was kind of made for me, but for you, in the market that we're in now, there definitely is still shortages on certain parts and delays. Dealerships in some cases are still doing markups. So this is really something that you kind of have to think, do I want to spend, $100 something thousand for a Corvette, or do you want to do a la carte? Get the 1LT, change the seats, or do a couple options to try to keep the cost as low as possible. Now, again, like I said, my choice was kind of made for me because I was already after the markup. If I would have did a different, if I would have did the 2LT, I would have been over 100. So I didn't want to go that route for a Corvette, and for the purposes I needed it for, I felt this would be the look that I wanted. The seats were fine for me. I feel that they're pretty comfortable. But so with the three models, the 1LT, the 2LT, and the 3LT, the 1LT starts at $70,795. The 2LT $77,595, and the 3LT is $82,245. Now this is before taxes. Obviously, this is before any options. That's just what you get. Now I went the 1LT. The 1LT is the lowest, obviously the base model for the car, and I picked some options. So you're going to get a bunch of standard options with the 1LT. Obviously the 6.2 liter V8 engine, the 8-speed dual clutch. You're going to get active handling stability control. You get black painted calipers, Brembo brakes. You get the regular standard Corvette suspension, which I have to say, the 3LT I thought came standard with the magnetic ride, but it looks like it's available, but it doesn't say standard. So I thought that came standard. It doesn't. So again, that's something to think about. That means that you're at 82 and you still have to add some of the big boy stuff to get it, to get certain things that comes with it. Now I think the interior is probably going to be your main difference, which if you do the 1LT, you can actually put in yourself. You could put the sport seats in. You could change certain things. You can put certain options on, and there's certain options you can't with the 1LT. So it's definitely something to consider. These are just the regular seats of mine. I didn't do any of those options. I just picked the color with it, which it comes with a leather standard wheel, which is pretty much the same in all the cars unless you do suede. Otherwise, it's the same thing. You're going to get more carbon with the 3LT, and I think you can also get some carbon with the 2LT. With the 1LT, you would have to add some of that stuff, and then some of it won't be able to be added. They don't let you add it for whatever reason. But the Z51 performance package for the brakes, and this Z51 performance suspension, if you go to their website, it says available for all three models. So it's not standard. That means you would have to pick it. So that means, again, you're starting at a base number, and then when you're adding things, it's just going to go up from there. So that's something you have to kind of think about, again, in the fact of what do you really want, and do you really want to start getting into Porsche numbers or Audi numbers, or whatnot, with the car, with getting the higher package to start. It's just something to think about. Here are some things that you're not going to get with the 1LT. The Bose Performance Series 14 speaker audio, you actually get 11 with the 1LT, which I think is perfectly fine. Cargo nets, HD front and rear vision cameras, heads-up display, heated and ventilated drivers and passenger seat, heated steering wheel, memory driver and passenger convenient package, power driver seat lumbar control, power driver seat bolsters. You'll get power passenger seat lumbar control, passenger seat bolsters, rear cross traffic alerts, side blind zone alerts. You do get universal home remote on mine, but I guess it's standard now and not available on the 23. Wireless charging standard, GT2 bucket seats standard on the 3LT, available for the 2LT. Custom leather wrap interior package is standard on the 3LT and not available on the 2LT or the 1LT. And you have the Napa leather seating surfaces with perforated inserts. That's standard on the 3, not the 2 or the 1. Suede microfiber wrapped upper interior trim package. That's standard on the 3LT, not available 2LT or 1LT. And you have carbon fiber interior trim. It's just available on everything, but not available on the 1LT. So you get my drift. The 3LT will come with more standard options that won't come with the 1LT. That, again, you have to kind of make your mind up if that's something you need or not, but you're going to pay for it. So just like with anything
so
in life,
talking about daily
really
driving the car as a daily, me personally, I feel that it's definitely a soft enough ride that you can, and you have room in the front with the frunk, and you have a rear seat in the back, but a trunk in the back that you can put groceries or whatever you need in the car itself. So it makes it where you can do things. You can fit obviously a set of golf clubs in the back. It's like almost like a perfect size for it. But if you put anything back there that can't be heated, it will get hot. Obviously, the engine's a mid-engine car, so the back gets a little hotter than the front. But I would assume both get pretty hot. But where the engine is gets a lot hotter than the front. When it comes to the normal settings, this car rides pretty smooth, not too bumpy. Going from the regular mode, which is a tour mode, it is pretty soft. Shifts are pretty gentle. It just kind of makes it a very kind of easy to drive, not any type of hardcore feelings or whatnot when it comes to just cruising around. It does have definitely a different personality when you put it in Z mode or track mode. You can set it up to have different type of displays and different settings on of how it looks, displays here. If you change it over, just hit the Z mode that I customized already, it automatically will switch into a more track focused RPM meter, and it's going to hold the shifts a lot more, which definitely livens up the car for sure. It wakes up pretty quickly when you hit those modes. The shifts are very quick. Obviously, having the dual clutch transmission, and you're getting that with the LT1 package, which is definitely will save you some money going that way, having the standard seats and but having the engine and the transmission that you want, which is what I was going for when I purchased the car. So going from track or my mode to regular tour mode, the car just it changes it again. So going back to can it be a daily? I feel it can, and I do daily. The car, it has almost 8,500 miles on it, so I drive the car, and I've had it since August or October or so of last year. So I've had the car for some time now, and if this was my only car, I could drive it all the time, no problem. It definitely is not too stiff, not too rough to get annoyed. I've owned other cars, which if you kind of play around with my channel or go around my channel, you'll see I had a Porsche GT4 with the carbon bucket seats, which was definitely a car you couldn't daily. Even though it had the frunk and the trunk in the back to put stuff in, it was just too hard of a ride, and having to shift all the time with the heavier clutch, it definitely became a weekend car for me. I'm sure some other people may think it's differently, but the carbon bucket seats definitely get a little bit uncomfortable after some time, especially on any bit of a ride. Now, the LT1 seats are, I think, pretty good, but thinking about it, if there wasn't any delays, if there was nothing going on with the supply chain, I might have went with the LT2 seats. I think they might be a little bit, obviously they are better than the LT1 seats, but these are fine. I can't really complain. They're comfortable. If you're a bigger person, it might be, you definitely, I would say, if you can sit in one, definitely sit in them before you buy it. But the car in general might be tight for you if you're a huge person to begin with. So it's definitely something to check out before you make the purchase. But I will say, if you're looking for an all-around sports car, the C8 Corvette for sure is definitely that car, and for the money, I don't feel you can beat it. I've owned a lot of German cars, and I feel this is really the most all around, and I'm not worried about bottoming out everywhere and having issues. It's been reliable. I have, like I said, I have almost 9,000 miles on it. I haven't had any issues, knock on wood, but everything has been good. The car has been handling and acting like a champ. All the features have been, all the electronics have been good. And it's just an all-around good car, and again, for the money, I think it's well worth it. So going back to it, LT1 2021 in rapid blue with just a few options, making it not too crazy of a price, and worth, I feel, any penny, every penny that I paid for it. Super fun car to drive. If you have any questions, obviously I'm not really into, I'm not a Doug DeMuro. I don't review cars for a living. I'm sure I've missed 1,000 things. If there's any questions you have helping you with the purchase, I would be glad to try to help you out as much as possible. Hopefully this helped, and leave your questions below. Thank you.